Just briefly back to Saturday. You always want to win games, but is that maybe not playing your best football and still getting something out of it? Is that something that actually this team has kind of learned even relatively early this summer?
I think, going on Saturday, I think the performance, I'd probably go 6 or 7 players, probably dip below the level with the quality on the ball, not the effort, not the endeavour. We get all those statistics, the runs, the high-speed running and stuff. There's nothing to do with that. There's just quality at times. A few players didn't perform as high as they have been, and the goalie's had a good game, and that's why he's in to do. I thought Luke was outstanding last Saturday in his handling. He didn't have a lot of saves to make, but what he did do, he did very efficiently. So listen, if you're not performing well, make sure you get something out of the game, especially away from home, and we did that, so we move on.
Yeah, and obviously you weren't here last year, but realistically, at times last year they played some nice football, but they couldn't get results. They couldn't see it over the line. That sort of bloody-mindedness that you've got to keep what you've got a little bit you're going to need that over the course of the season, because you're not going to play well every match.
Yeah, of course you do. Listen, it's a results business, isn't it? We can sit here as head coaches, managers, or whatever you want to call us, and but at the end of the day, it's about getting results. I've always said that. I've never shied away from that. And sometimes you have to pick up results when you're not performing at your best. So it's good to have that trait Saturday, but we want to get back to performance. We want to get back to good performances, and that starts again tomorrow with an opportunity to do that. And to build on this obviously unbeaten run we're on at the minute.
Yeah, and you obviously brought in the new players on deadline day. They've had a little bit of time. Are you happy with the way that they're all integrated? Alfie's the one who's getting sort of most game time at the moment, but are they settling in nicely?
The spirit's really good, and I won't say it if I didn't mean it. The spirit in the camp, the togetherness in the group's good. We have to keep growing that. I think the new lads are fitted in great with that. We knew that and understood that when we brought them in. So. Now it's about just getting it connected. The more minutes they play, the more the group plays, trains together, the more connected the old group gets together. But within the course of that, we pick up a few injuries. You have internationals, away on internationals. So trying to get that consistent flow is always difficult in football. But we believe we've got an adaptable squad. We're going to need that and use that as injuries and suspensions and international call-ups come along the way.
And those connections, I think you could probably see that in the goal at the weekend. Fabrizio has looked lively, but hasn't always necessarily got the kind of service perhaps that would make him thrive, and that was exactly what you gave him in that goal on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Fabrizio, I think, coming from a different country, coming over, he settled in really, really well. He's got a couple of league goals, a couple of goals in the trophy, looking sharper. He's certainly, I think the fans are took to him with his work rate, not just obviously, we know he can score a goal, but his work rate, his endeavour. I think that little slip and slide from Alfie Chang last week was a great ball. So listen, we got to make sure that we keep getting those different connections. That helps with the work we do on the training pitch. Our attention to detail has to be good and spot on to make sure that those connections try and show up like they did on Saturday with that goal.
You've had another sort of full week on the training ground. Is it? I'm sure you work on everything every week, kind of thing. But are there any keys that you've really been trying to improve on this week?
There's also always the basics of the game you've got to get right on you're in and out of possession. But every game gives you a different problem. In League Two, there's very much some possession-based teams. There's some very big, strong, aggressive teams that get the ball forward quickly. You've got to be able to adapt. You've got to understand that what the next team's bringing you in their strengths and also in their weaknesses, and then just focus on that. So as well as you've always got your bits and pieces you want to work on, your intensity in training, your press, your counter press, the amount of times, a few passes as quickly as you can to get to goal, all different areas you want to work on to try and get better. But then also the understanding that the next game is not the same as the last one.
Yeah. So what are Salford going to cause you problems with this weekend?
Well, listen, they're scoring a lot of goals. They've started the season really, really well. Carl's obviously experienced manager now, been there now a decent amount of time, and obviously got more settled group now. So we know it's going to be a tough game, but we're the men, we're back at home, we're looking forward to it. I think the crowd will be well up for the game. We certainly will be, and it's an opportunity to say, probably what, like on paper, even though it's only 1/5 of the season gone, it looks a big game on paper Saturday. So let's make it into that.
And it's not shying away from that, is it? It's too early for anything to be decided or anything like that. But Salford have had a great start and a good result will start make people maybe sit up and get a bit more confidence.
Yeah, no, exactly right. So I'll be looking to see how my team answers those questions come Saturday. Team coming in form, we're in form, so hopefully sets up to be a decent match.
This is the fourth or fifth week you've had this full cleared training schedule, the new plan. How do you think now that you've had about a month of it? How do you think it's kind of affected the group and how have the group benefited from it? Sorry.
Yeah, I think what enables to the Saturday weeks, we've obviously flipped it with the boys having a Thursday off is to make sure you get like three toughish days on the spin going. So we try and get more fitness levels into the boys, and I think it's worked quite well. We'll look at things moving forward. We always got to be adaptable as a head coach and look at what your group is. Look at to see how many players missed a lot of games last season. A lot of players miss bits of the pre-season programme, so I think it's worked for us on a fitness element of that, and we have to see what we're going to do moving forward.